What's going on, people? How y'all feeling? We got in the chat. My man Civic making in the chat. Sorry about taking so long to get started. It's very difficult to get started because I have to get situated. Things in my office are all over the place. It's hard to get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I'm working through a lot of crap right now. My allergies have beaten me down. For those of you who've been following me for years now, you know that in springtime my allergies go overtime. That coupled with recovery from stroke is just very difficult. Believe me, right now I'd rather be upstairs sleeping in my room. So if the camera keeps moving, it's because every time I lean back, the freaking cord yanks in the computer. Computer moves. What's up, MD? MD, what's going on? Popcorn, what's up? Yeah, it's been a few weeks, man. I had to take some time to myself. It takes a lot of rest when you're recovering from this kind of thing. I wish I could be on here every Sunday again for you guys, but I need to rest. My body needs it. Going up and down steps is not an easy task right now for me. You know what I'm saying? Just work with me, guys. This is going to be a little bit difficult, of course. I wanted to talk to you guys about some things I saw on a few of the social media apps. And if you guys don't follow them already, Brother Truth shared this, but I saw it somewhere else too, where there was a guy in Donald Trump's cabinet. I don't even remember what his name was, but the guy basically told Trump that he has a memorandum of law for some of his department heads to follow the law because there were some unconstitutional statutes that needed to be addressed that were on the books for a long time. And he wrote something to Trump, and Trump was supposed to be striking down 10 of them. I guess we'll see what happens. I think they're dealing with the right to bear arms. If you guys remember was it last year or was it 2 years ago that they were trying to say that we should have the right to bear arms in the post office? Because you're not allowed to have arms on any federal property according to their statutes and codes. You know what I'm saying? But we all know how that goes. The law of the land is the Constitution, not statutes and codes. But if you get caught with one in the freaking post office, they're gonna give you a hard time. You're gonna have a rough day. 100%. Other side, what's up? What's going on? Brandon Rogers, what up, man? What's going on? Supplanter, what's up? He said, I love magical pieces of paper. The truth is here. What's up, man? What's going on, champ? I haven't seen you in a long time. Yes, indeed. The Constitution is the law of the land. And if it's on land, guess what? The law is the Constitution. That's why those First Amendment auditors get away with what they do when they go in those post offices and they start recording. The people say, you can't record in here. And it clearly says on poster 7, I believe it is. Poster 7, it says that they have the right to record. First Amendment. They presume you're a U.S. citizen. That is facts. 100% facts. That is true. That is 100% facts. Because most people believe they are U.S. citizens. Most Americans believe they're U.S. citizens because they're never taught the difference in school. Because why would they teach you the difference? School is an indoctrination camp. My niece goes to public school, and I tell niece all the time. I taught her about the Federal Reserve and Jekyll Island and how it was created. I even showed her a piece of silver coin, 1 ounce silver coin. Explained to her this is how money used to look. This is money right here. That stuff, that paper, this green stuff. Read this. What does this say? She said Federal Reserve note. Exactly. That's what this is. This is a Federal Reserve note. This is fiat currency. Teaching them young. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? I'm in the I think I'm in that group, but I don't really read or follow it. To be honest, I put Telegram notifications on groups on mute because they will just drain my battery all day. Because I get so many notifications as somebody's always talking about something. I don't uh I don't check it really like that. I believe I am in the group. Somebody added me to it. I get added to groups all the time. Very rarely do I ask to be added to groups that people just add me. And guns, oil, drugs we trust. Yeah, God, their God is guns, oil, and drugs. Right. That's not too far from the truth because if you look at how they move, man, it's very clear what's going on. Common sense will show you that. Again, work with me, guys. My allergies are beating me down right now. And I didn't want to take any medicine for it because it'll make me tired. I wanted to go live tonight to talk with you guys. I figure we need to discuss this thing going on with Trump. And there's also a surge of Chinese people talking about the tariff war. You know, just these Chinese people on social media. They're saying this is how many items I have from the U.S. in my house right now, and his hands empty. And then he says, "How many Chinese items do you have in your house?" And here's the crazy thing about it: the dude is actually right. And this is something I talked about before years ago. These very extremely successful companies for years have been outsourcing labor to these countries with these messed up labor laws where their workers work for pennies on the dollar. They might have to pay like 20 cents a day or something for labor, which is why the prison system was so lucrative for those rich people because they have the prisoners make things. The prisoners themselves, they make things. They started off with the license plates back in the day. I'm not sure what they make now. I couldn't tell you. And as you can see, my hair is no longer. I have no longer have my locks anymore. They had to shave my head when I got brain surgery done, which I'm still mad about to this day. I'm glad I survived though. Don't get it twisted. God bless. All praise is due to the Most High for sparing me and allowing me another chance to be a better man, a better teacher, a better everything, better son, better father. You know what I mean? Please make sure you take care of yourselves every day. It's very important. For those of you who aren't aware, all praises. We love you back, man. Thank you guys. Without listen, if it wasn't for you guys, I would even still be here right now. I'd be doing something else, right? I would have stopped doing live streams long ago because I don't really make any money off doing this. I don't really make any money at all off doing this. If you want to donate, however, at the bottom, if you have Cash App and you feel as so inclined to do so, and you want to look out and donate, you can do so. The Cash App is right at the bottom. It's scrolling across. Mountain Flame, peace. What's good, man? I'm just maintaining, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get back solid. My arm has been messed up as well. You know, if you have when you have a stroke, your one side of your brain takes a beating basically. And usually what happens when one side of the brain takes a beating, the other side of the body suffers. So in my case, it was the right side of my brain that had the problem. So my left arm, left leg took a beating. Like they don't work like they're supposed to, which sucks, but it could be so much worse. I could not be here anymore. You know what I mean? It was cool. Thank you, Bouncing Flame. I appreciate it. Good looking out. Oh boy. People have recovered fully from worse. That's true. I had a cousin that was in a really bad automotive accident. He broke his pelvic bone, and that was serious, man. The closer you get, the bones get to your heart, the harder it is to recover from. And he broke his pelvic bone, and he was able to. He's walking around and everything, and working and everything now. And he works automotive industry, so he does hard work. You know what I'm saying? He works on trucks. He's back to work full time. It's a lovely thing, man. The human body is amazing. You just got to have the willpower to stay there, to stay here, and the resolve. You know what I'm saying? Do what you're supposed to do. Try to work your body as much as you can. That's what I do. But rest is just as important as working your body. If you just work, and you don't give your body a chance to recuperate, and you also put the right vitamins and minerals in you, you know what I mean? That's very important as well because the healing materials are needed. I've been up on my sea moss game, my raw honey game, which is odd because I've been doing the raw honey every morning when I eat my pancakes. I don't even use syrup anymore. I started using raw honey. There's a honey place not too far from where I live, which is in my body. Those who know, know. Where do you live? I live in my body. Yes, indeed. I live in my body. Channel recommendation: Mspiracy, Amra, Elira. What is that? What is it about? Give me game before I click on it. For those of you who didn't see it, that's what I'm reading right there. A lot of people watch my channel while they're in the car, but there's a comment that was just left on the screen I just shared. When you get a chance, don't be on the road traveling in your whip and listening to or texting and stuff like that, or handling your phone. Just put it down and wait till you get to a spot where you can stop. But it's cool to just listen to stuff while you're on the road. As a matter of fact, I'll go as far as this is to say a lot of the audio books I listen to while I'm moving. You know what I mean? Conspiracy talks about consciousness largely. Nice. Sounds like my kind of thing. Facts. ACOG, what's up, man? I haven't heard from you in a while, dude. What's been good with you? If you would be so kind, please go over to ACOG's Club Podcast and give them a sub and check out what these brothers are talking about. They're giving you some good game over there. Check those guys out as well. Give him some love, man. Let's get his followers up. Let's get his subscribers up. Give him some lend him your ear. Give him a chance. But yeah, the main thing with these large corporations, which I had this conversation with somebody like 3 weeks ago. I told them that the tariffs against other countries, what's gonna end up happening is The big companies that are getting the majority of their materials made from other countries, they're gonna have to start making American jobs again, bringing the jobs back here. Listen, man, back when Bethlehem Steel was still in Maryland and Baltimore, they had such a good reputation. If you had a job at Bethlehem Steel, matter of fact, my uncle always tells me a story because he had this Pontiac GTO he always talks about. It was root beer colored. He talks about this car every time we get in the cars. And for those of you who are aware that live in Baltimore, Northern Parkway is the spot that a lot of cats meet up at on like Saturday and Friday nights with their cars all waxed, fresh pipes, fresh air intakes, car mods and stuff like that. Sometimes they even engage in some activities which might be seen as questionable to authorities. We'll say it like that. Thank you for supporting my guy there, ACOG Popcorn. Thank you. But yeah, that used to be the place. So brothers would take their cars up there and just have like a big car meet, and have a good time, play music and stuff like that. Just something to do on a Saturday night. You know what I mean? For those of you that are fresh out of high school watching my channel and stuff like that, that's how we used to get down back in the day. I haven't been on that in a long time. But yeah, Northern Parkway, you already know, man. Them nights were lovely, weren't they? Summer times were fire too because it was literally like a big car show. Guys with the wax all over their cars, clean rims, lights, sound systems, girls and stuff like that. Sometimes they'd even be wearing bikinis. You know what I mean? But he had a GTO and he worked at Bethlehem Steel, talking about my uncle, spinning back around. And Bethlehem Steel has such a good reputation for their workers. If you work there, you automatically could go right into a car dealership and just get whatever you wanted, and just tell them all you had to do was prove you had to work you worked at Bethlehem Steel, and they would give you whatever you wanted. That's where he got that GTO at. He told me that story like 50 times. You know how people that are older tell you the same stories over and over again? He said it was different back in the day. You know, you had solid jobs or you've been there a certain amount of years. You know, they would just go ahead and call your job to verify employment, and they would go ahead and take out the car loan for you, gave you the car or whatever. You could even get a house. A lot of stuff was actually cheaper, of course, back then too. I mean, we're talking about the what is it? The mid it wasn't the 90s. This might have been the 70s or something. Alfonso, okay, you changed your name, no problem. All good, man. I see you got the wrench, so I knew you had to be one of the regulars. And for anybody, any of you guys who are dealing with this type of thing, because I probably have some watchers that are going through, had a stroke for recovery, just keep your mind sharp. Listen and read as much as you can. Engage in intelligent conversations. Just because you're down temporarily doesn't mean you're down permanently. You know what I mean? It's always good to have a good family to back you too. I don't think I've been able to make it this far without a good family behind me, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the most important thing. We have had tariffs imposed on us for years by other countries. Nobody complained. Yeah, I didn't even realize that, dude. I'm not surprised though. I'm not surprised at all. There's a lot of things that didn't get talked about that are getting talked about now. Like while we're at it, let's talk about this that's been going on for a while. You know what I'm saying? That type thing. I'm not surprised about the tariffs being put on us for a while at all. What do you guys think about this whole they're talking about April, what is it? Did they say it was April 20th, which is supposed to be tomorrow? Trump is supposed to be putting in martial law or something. Like a lot of people are freaking out about that. A lot of people are freaking out about it. Martial law or something like that is supposed to be put in place. A lot of we call ourselves truthers are talking about that. Listen, I apologize, you guys. These lives aren't as sharp as they used to be. I do remember I used to be way more efficient when doing these live streams. I also have better verbal communication skills. I have been under martial law since the Civil War. Right, right, right. Yeah, we people say that. People say that too, which is where a lot of the statutes and codes came from. People definitely have told me that. ACOG, thank you, man. I appreciate that, dude. Listen, man. Listen, I'm stuck on the point that I'm still here because I still have teaching to do. There was somebody who was asking me earlier about the right to travel, and they said they saw my video with the troopers a while ago. They said much respect. Bill, thanks, Bill. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better actually. I am progressing. It's a slow progress, but when you come back from a severe brain injury like I did, I wasn't even supposed to be sitting right here right now, technically. If you asked any doctor, of course, and you gotta be careful for some of these doctors, man. I can't even go into detail because YouTube will pull the video because they did the same uh, at the end of last year. They pulled a few of the videos off for talking about certain things they don't want me talking about. You know what I mean? Doing little stupid shit here and there. I even had the conversation with my son not too long ago. I educated him about Walter Plecker because they don't teach you about him in school. They didn't teach me about him in school at all. You weren't supposed to know who Walter Plecker is. That's why I find it hilarious when people put stuff like black on their driver's licenses when they decide to get one. That's so bass backwards, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? For those of you who don't understand why, look up who Walter Plecker was and what he did with the Census Bureau. The Census Bureau is just another way to get you. You know what I'm saying? Had to educate him on Walter Plecker. I always thought the Census Bureau was weird, even when I was little. Like, yo, why do they need to know how many people are in your house for, and who are they, or what creed or nationality, or what creed or quote unquote race they are, quote unquote race. For race, you just put mankind. How about that? Mankind. Well, some of these questions they ask you are just ridiculous. And they used to tell us when we were children, don't ever tell anybody where you live at that doesn't know you. And people put it on their driver's licenses and stuff like that. And they get their driver's license to people that trying to get in the club, especially really attractive women. I always thought that was crazy. Really attractive women giving their driver's license with their address to the bouncer at the club. Now somebody else, he might have a photogenic memory, and he might take your address down, and swing through. You know what I'm saying? That's why the passport is king. I like the passport personally. My favorite form of identification. Passport or passport card. Be like Jack Reacher, walk around with a passport and a bunch of constitutional knowledge and a way to keep privacy a thing. Which ones? What video? You talking about the state trooper video? Yeah, but to be honest with you though, not everybody can do that. That's difficult to be able to remember things to that point where you can if you're under intense pressure to be able to rattle them off like I did. Not a lot of people can do that, but I used to perform. I used to do rap battles and all that stuff, and I'd be able to freestyle and I'd be able to write rhymes and memorize them. You know, that's why that's probably where I got that ability from. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can do that. I'm just very passionate about, you know what I'm saying? Ever since 2020, I've been very passionate about laws with the freedoms we have and things like that because I saw too many people just get trampled on back then. Don't forget, it was a point where they wouldn't let people like us in stores without a mask on. You were literally banned from society if you didn't take this jab or do this or do that. You know what I mean? Which is all unconstitutional. I even had somebody hit me up about the school trying to give them crap about their religious preferences about vaccinations for their children. But the problem with putting your children in public school is when you put them in public school, you're giving them jurisdiction. That's how they get involved in the first place. Me and a few others have been pushing for people to start homeschooling for a long time. There's a big movement to get like land on the like farmland and stuff like that, and just live off grid and homeschool your children like the old school way, without having to use the government's teachers and schools and their soldiers and stuff like that that they have working for them. I'm not going to be on here much longer. I do need to rest. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate, love you guys. Spread love to your fellow people. Take care of the people who need help. You know what I'm saying? Spread love, not hate, as much as you can. All right, folks, I think I'm going to wrap it up for now. Thank you. If you have any questions, just hit my email. My email is at the bottom of the screen, scrolling right there. And again, if you do want to donate, you can do so.